All right, by show of hands and online, just wave. Who knows what today's theme is? Yes? What are you thinking? Celebrating joy. Yes. Isn't this fun? It feels like we have been already fully immersed in that. Oh, it's so good to be here. It's so wonderful to see each and every one of you online. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the last Sunday before Christmas. And so we are going to light the fourth candle on our Advent wreath. And the first candle, as we mentioned, is for hope. And the second Sunday, is for faith. And then this whole week, we anchored into joy. That's the third candle. And I'm going to light the fourth candle, which is love. Just knowing that all over the world, this is what's happening today. People are lighting the fourth candle. And for every child, you know, they look at that and they say, Christmas is really near. That's what I always thought. I'm like, all right, we're almost there. Well, here at the New Vision Center, as you know, we celebrate all faith traditions. We are radically inclusive, which means wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever tradition you are celebrating is welcome here, because we believe that wholeness is more important than anything else. And wholeness means to bring in all of our fractured parts and birth our own selves out of that. And so last night, there was a fun experience here, and many people celebrated the winter solstice. And I heard that they learned something. So if you were there yesterday night, can you let us hear what you learned? Yes. That is how we roll here. This is how we roll. We sing joy to the world, and then we howl. So wonderful, so wonderful. So today we are celebrating joy. Our youth and family ministry is here with us, and our lead of the youth and family ministry, Audrey Adams, is going to speak a lot this morning. But I wanted to start us off with telling a little story. And it is about the fourth wise man. Now, if you looked in the lobby, I think we have one of those mangers there, and there's only 3 wise men on there. So what happened to the fourth wise man? Well, here is what happened. His name is Artaban. And Artaban, he was a very faithful individual, and he read all of the prophecies, just like the other wise men. And he felt called to travel to welcome the new Christ child. And so he sold all of his worldly possessions, and he was about to meet up with Caspar, Balthasar, and Melchior, the other 3 wise men, to travel together. But the night before, he had sold everything, and he had turned it into a sapphire, a ruby, and a string of pearls of immense value. And as he made his way to catch up with the other 3, he came across a man who was dying. So instead of traveling, he stayed with him. He helped him settle his affairs, and he used the ruby, the gift that he had for the Christ child. And he used the ruby to pay for the medicine and to settle his affairs. which meant he missed the meeting with the other 3 wise men. And so he had to travel alone. By the time he made it to Bethlehem, everybody was already gone. And for the next 3 decades, he was trying to catch up with Jesus. He was trying to find the Christ child. Throughout his year, he would spend his time taking care of the poor and the beloveds who were hurting and sick. And then one day he was coming across a young child who was almost to be sold into slavery. And he used another one of his precious gifts to free the child and to bring that family back together. And this goes on for decades. And finally, he makes his way into Jerusalem just as Jerusalem is going through the crucifixion. And as he's walking in, a tile falls off the roof and hits him. And as he is laying there, dying, he has a vision, and Jesus comes to him. Because, you see, Artaban thought he wasted his life not giving his gifts to the Christ child. But the vision that he had was Jesus saying, "Whatever you do to the least of us, you do unto me." And in that very moment, he realized that his life was not wasted, but rather that it was perfect, because he had been given his gifts all his life. And so when I heard that story, I had never heard that before. I'd never heard about a 4th wise man. It's actually a Henry van Dyke story. And it made me think about what is happening here at New Vision Center, what is happening with our youth and family ministry. All of us, all of New Vision Center has brought the youth and family ministry into the center. Many of you know, many of you participated. We just had an opportunity to match a gift, a very generous gift. And in 24 hours, we raised over $9,000 for our youth and family ministry, right? Amazing, amazing. And so we thought it would be wonderful to hear from our director of the Youth and Family Ministry the good that they're doing, Audrey Adams. There you go.
So Rumi once said that if everything seems dark, look again. You may be the light. And this is a great reminder that our true, authentic selves, they're the greatest gift that we can give to the world. Those things that are in our hearts, our passions, our interests, our individual lights, they're all there to help us shine in the world. And I've witnessed this come to life in our youth and family ministry each Sunday. As the children come together, we've cultivated a beautiful community where they're free to share their interests. They're free to express themselves, their true selves, whether it's drawing, singing, dancing, or sharing special summer memories like swimming around in a mermaid tail. We have, our imaginations are free in youth and family, and I have seen that when the children are free and when they're encouraged to be themselves, they're sharing their gifts, their lights are shining brightly, and they're able to connect with each other. So just take a moment and think about the joy and that energy that fills up the room when somebody shares their gifts, when somebody shares what they love, what truly lights them up. It's really a light that brightens everything around it. I can feel it when I'm in youth and family. I know the secondary teachers that have worked with me, they have felt it. And I've had the chance as the youth are participating, whether it's baking Play-Doh cookies, or one of their favorite ways to start off is by playing a get-to-know-you game, where we have individual cards and they have questions on each card, and the kids get to share their interests. They get to tell more about themselves. And I see their lights brightly shine as they connect with each other. But I've also seen this light shine through our volunteers each Sunday. Steve and Jan, they bring so much energy and joy as they're singing, dancing, connecting with our youth, living that true message that joy is right within our hearts. Caroline, sharing her creative expression through her art, inspiring our youth to do just the same, to tap into their creativity. Vernice coming in with her sound bowls, giving our children the gift of meditation, the gift of joy and connection. And in each of these moments, I've seen joy, I've seen that energy shine through each individual. And thank you, because your presence is truly a present. So right now, I would like to invite Steve, Jan, our youth and family ministry onto the stage. Come on up. Miss Caroline, Miss Mary, Zoe. And we have been practicing all December. The children have shown their lights throughout our ministry. They created lights, and we have sang "This Little Light of Mine." Go ahead and grab your lantern.
This is for the...
Okay.
Uh-oh. We all have that light inside of us, so we're going to think about it and invite you to join us.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Spirit in my heart. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You can take those lanterns with you. Thank you. Yeah. Beautiful.
And throughout December, the children made lights, and each of the lights are decorated with their individual spiritual qualities, with their interests, and what brings joy to their hearts, what makes their light shine. In Munch and Mingle, we have lights printed out where you can decorate your own light. And what brings joy to your heart? What makes your light shine bright? So I invite you to check our board out, grab a light in Munch and Mingle, and share your lights with each other.
Thank you so much. Oh. You know, we're thinking about what we're going to do on Sunday mornings in 2025. Maybe we'll just color light bulbs, give our gifts, right? I just love that we do this and that we inspire to do this in so many different ways. Because what the season is really about is reconnecting with the gifts that we each have within, and then to give them out freely. Just give. And I love that we see an example of how beautiful our youth is practicing that here. I would love for you to have this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I heard that in addition to coloring, there's also a hot chocolate bar. Yeah. There's also a hot chocolate bar in Munch and Mingle, online community. We haven't figured out how to share that with you, but there is wonderful, wonderful things. So please make yourself available and do that. And now we are all going to give our gifts. We're all going to share our gifts by speaking a spiritual mind treatment. And so I'm going to invite you. I'm going to invite the practitioners and the practitioners in training to please join me as we hold the consciousness of all the good that is happening here today and every day, all the good that is happening everywhere. So as we become very clear and aware that there is only one power, that it is love, peace, harmony, joy, abundance, that this power is available and that we can use it and it can use us. And so we open our hearts, our mind to be a vessel of all of those powers to flow through us unencumbered, and to be shared with each other and with the world. How grateful I am to know that these qualities are well and alive. I know that every person that is turning to the New Vision Center for support, for prayer support, for knowing good in their individual lives, that all of those prayers are answered. that all of those prayers are held up to the light and to the realization that in the prayer the answer is already. I speak a special word for all beloveds who are going through a challenging time at this time of year where there's so much light. Individuals at times experience so much darkness and sadness. And I call forth that light and that peace that surpasses all understanding to bless each and every one. May all people everywhere know that there is a place where they can lean in, to be uplifted, to feel love, and to feel that they belong. May we each be that place. And so it is with a grateful heart that I simply place this prayer into the universal law, into the law that always says yes. It is already done. And together we know this truth as we say, and so it is.